to play with your voice.
Yeah. Love that.
Well, Jenny, my coach, from almost like a coach, like a mentor.
Yeah.
And we're gonna call it what, the Jenny and Mo show.
Yeah, I like that. The Jenny and Mo show. Yeah, that's better than Mo and Jenny because it sounds like you're saying Mo and Jenny.
Yeah.
You have some, yeah. So
The Jenny and Mo show. Mo show
Jenny and Mo
sounds
show.
funny. Sounds funny. I mean,
I love it.
Jenny, let me introduce you, please, because you are a special person in my life, at least.
Aw.
You're like a mother to me. Also, a very successful, entrepreneur. Because I'm really bad at remembering stuff.
Cool.
So I'm gonna read this so that I don't make mistake.
Okay.
You're a professional coach who's focused on coaching the young adult population.
Yes.
You're also the marketing head for. Explain that.
So yes, I do marketing training for coaches. So new coaches, like me that are getting trained and certified, I work with them and help them launch their business. So the marketing training that I do is really about how do you get from ground zero to the launch pad, and then how do you get into action and get into motion, which is why I love helping emerging adults, the young adults, in the same thing as launching your life. So you've launched your life, and that's why I want to talk with you about like how have you done this?
I have not. I get dragged into that validation sometimes, but I have not done what my goal is yet. Nowhere close to where this is supposed to go. It's going to take some time, Jenny. You know that.
So you might say you're in the process of launching your life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because, Jenny, I
right.
have to be honest with you and be self-aware and not get dragged into the validation state.
Right.
Because doing something meaningful and running a real startup or whatever, I don't want to call it a business. It takes time.
Yes.
To get it off the ground.
Yeah. So where are you in that process of getting your business off the ground?
I mean, it's in the beginning process.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna I don't want to talk about it yet because I want it to be physically present, full-fledgedly operating before I let it out of the world.
Got it. Well, it's exciting. And so this is why, when you and I first met, I was like, you're a perfect person to interview because one, you're a young adult. Two, you're really on the tail end of the emerging adults, which is age 18 to 25.
Yes.
Well, you okay if I say your age?
Yes.
28.
I don't care. Jenny, honestly, I don't care what anybody thinks.
Yeah.
At the same time, I'm very interested of what they're thinking.
Got it. So I think what you're saying is you don't care necessarily what they think of you, their opinion of you. You are very curious and very interested about what they're thinking.
Yes. Ask me why.
Why?
That's consumer behavior.
Right. It is. It's psychology. It's human behavior, consumer behavior. It's really, we're in that age. I read something this morning. We're in that age of distraction. It's like there's so much information coming at us. How do we engage people? And that's really what I do as a coach, is engage my clients, especially young adults. And that's a challenge, is how do I engage young adults in looking at themselves in self-awareness and discovery. And that's what I want to talk with you about. Well, first, I want you to know that one of the things I do with my clients in the begin with to get to know them, well, the first thing I do is we just have a conversation. It's usually at a coffee shop. It's like, hey, who are you? Who am I? Can I help you? Do I think I can help you? Do you think I can help you? And are you willing to do the work? And then we can work together if that's the case. And generally, I coach people that are successful and frustrated. So they're just not, they know they can do things well. They're not there yet. There's something that they want to accomplish that's not there yet. And so that's kind of the common denominator. So with you, what would you say that would be?
Jenny, honestly, I want to be free.
Wow.
And freedom starts by hard-learned lessons.
Yeah.
Start with me working for myself. Period.
Got it. I think that's a fairly common theme for
It
young
is
adults.
a very common thing right now in this demographic
Yes. Yeah.
of the age from 20 to
Yeah.
30 and from 30 to 40. That's where it's going. The trend is
It
going this
is.
way.
Why would you say that's happening?
Because we just left behind the industrial age where school used to train workers,
Right.
people who would walk in a certain kind of way, people who are not going to innovate because big corporations don't need innovation, they need workers.
Mhm.
Now we transitioned into the age of information,
Yeah.
hyper acceleration added with technology.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need, the marketplace don't need workers like that now, needs innovators, creative people who can think differently and build something else which is going to empower the civilization.
That's why I love doing this, because I want to make a difference in the world, and my difference is that I see is helping young adults, really inspiring them to be innovators, to innovate. They really already are innovators. It's really inspiring them to get moving in launching their life so they can innovate and change the world, because that's how the world gets better. That's how we progress. And so I want to help young adults in that way. And really I'm helping the parents as well, because as a parent myself, what I wanted for my kids more than anything is for them to be happy, healthy, and independent. And they can't be independent if they still live here at 25 or 28. And so our goal was to help them become independent. And I love to coach young adults with that. And it helps the young adult, and it helps the parents as well. And I think it helps the world.
So, how did you get in this thing?
Good question. So, for years I worked with youth group at our church, and what I found was the parents would come to me and ask me if I would spend one-on-one time with their kids. Mostly daughters, some of the sons, and because the parents were saying, we want to make an influence on our kids, but our kids aren't listening to us right now. They think we don't get it. There's some kind of block there. But you're an adult, you're almost our age, not quite. I was a young adult when I did that. And so could you spend some time with them and just have some impact on them? And then I worked in the sales world for years in business sales. And then I ended up just recently working for a private school for middle school, high school as the director of admissions. And so I was working with the parents that were thinking about bringing their kids to that school. And I heard so many stories about, I want to help my kid, my kid's not listening to me, I'll do anything to help my kid. And most parents are that way. We'll do anything to help our kids to be happy, healthy, and independent. And so I then decided, I knew I wanted to be a coach one day. And I really thought I would coach adults like my age, which I do, some. However, what I'm very passionate about is the young adults, because what I see is I'm a parent figure, but I'm not their parent. And then I'm a professionally trained coach, and coaching is really about you. It's not about me. It's not about what I want for you. It's about what you want for you. And then how do I create this space where you get to explore, you get to really develop your self-awareness, and then you really get to discover what is it you want for your life and how you're going to get there. And that's what I love to do.
Jenny, you just mentioned something which is very important to me, because we understood that when we were having a conversation.
Yeah.
self-awareness.
Yes.
Elaborate on that,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah.
How important is that?
You know, you mentioned this last time we were talking, Moen, is, you know, a metaphor would be looking at yourself in the mirror and really looking at yourself long enough to have a perspective